what you watching. Fox keeps feeding us toxins. Stop sleeping, start thinking outside of the box and unplug from the matrix doctrine. But watch what you say, big brother is watching. Watch what you watching. Fox keeps feeding us toxins. Stop sleeping, start thinking outside of the box and unplug from the matrix doctrine. But watch what you say, Fox 5 is watching. The fear factor got you all riled up. Oh rally, oh really, no rally.
Hi, this is Wayne Walton. I was hoping to speak to you here today about the Federal Reserve System. The Federal Reserve System is a private banking cartel which issues our currency. We often think that the Federal Reserve is part of the government. It is not. It's a private banking cartel which issues our currency for profit. They make their money when we pay our taxes, and the higher our federal deficit is, the more tax money they make. I have a Federal Reserve note in my pocket, and if you look at this, I hope you can see that on the top of it. You can look at your own, of course. The Federal Reserve prints our currency. Well, they don't do it out of the goodness of their heart. They do it for profit. Profit, again, which they make through the interest on the national debt. They basically were instituted in 1913. The United States prior to that had unrivaled economic expansion. We had real productivity. We one of the most powerful nations on the earth with a great military, great institutions, and I would contend over the last 100 years it's been plain to see that our society has been in a struggle against itself. I believe the Federal Reserve is the basis for that. There's a quote by Franklin that says, "I believe that the colonists having the power to print their own money was the primary reason for the revolution." The colonists knew that the system of the European bankers was one where a central bank for profit would print the money for that nation. Well, what the colonists knew that each one of these, at the time there was a family called the Rothschilds, and they had an office of each of the European capitals. And they would, through the power of the media and manipulating the local newspapers, they would foment war between the different nations. Well, they did this because they would profit from the wars. The way they would do that is, when a war comes along, people go crazy. They spend any amount of money in order to defeat the other country for whatever political objectives. So an otherwise fiscally conservative nation that would watch their pocketbooks just when wars start, they go, "I don't care how much it costs, and I don't care how many liberties you need to take from me. I will give you all the power, defeat this other nation. Protect me and defeat this other nation." Well, the countries then would, for instance, if it was England and France would hypothetically, let's say they lost the war, and then England won the war. Well, England would then, the people of England would pay off this expanded national debt that they incurred from deficit spending from the war. If France hypothetically lost the war, the profits derived from England would then go to France, and they would basically repossess the real wealth of Europe, of France, through the fiat currency. So they would change script or paper and buy up cheap assets and essentially repossess the nation. So it's in the interest of the central bankers to have war. Well, the colonists knew of this. That's why Jefferson stated that, "I believe the power of a private banking institution is more dangerous to our liberty than a standing army." Think of that. How did he know that? He has another great quote that goes, "If we allow a private banking institution, central bank, the power to print our money, we will one day, through inflation and deflation, one day wake up homeless on the continent that our forefathers conquered." Think of that. How did he have the foresight? Is he Nostradamus and he could just predict that? Or is it that he learned the lessons of what had occurred in Europe? Well, the Constitution states that the Congress, meaning the people, were to print the money. Well, we gave up. We revolted from that European banking system. The colonists succeeded against the most powerful nation in the world, the most powerful economic and military nation in the world, England, and they got rid of this powerful central bank system. the system that perpetuated kings. Well, in 1913, that came back to the United States. That the power of the king, the power of the central bankers. Well, in 1913, two things happened. One was the Federal Reserve was established, and its profit arm, its collection arm, which is the IRS. Your Internal Revenue System is the collector for the central bank. They were imposed in the same year. So I want you to look at these things and realize that over the last 100 years, the United States has gone from having this currency system to this one. Who won and who lost? Who won when the United States was the productive engine of the world over the last 100 years to being this Ponzi casino bankster economy, where it's Ponzi scheme on Ponzi scheme based on a Ponzi currency, a Ponzi monetary system.
I pledge allegiance to the fair and balanced truth. Not the biased truth, not the liar's truth, but the highest truth. I will not be deceived, nor will I believe in the propaganda.
We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.